Okay guys, JH, welcome back. Okay, today, well, as a follow on to what we were just doing, just something a lot of people say to me, JH, when we look at your golf swing, we see that your playing is very, very consistent and your club is basically always in the same place on that trail shoulder, never gets up here, and it's a very, very consistent plane in the backswing. Now guys, the reason that happens for me is because I never try to elevate the golf club on the backswing. And by elevated I mean this. When I take the club back, I never get to here and then think, okay, it's got to get up here. I don't. I keep pressuring down. I keep pressuring my hands and the club head. I feel like I want to push the club head into the ground in the backswing. I actually want to push it into the ground as much as I don't, and the club will go up to a certain degree and get into a normal position, a lower position than the normal swing where we get here and then we elevate the hands. It'll be in a much lower height plane, and that's because I just don't ever have any feeling or propensity where I want to lift the golf club up, ever. I just have the weight of it here. I just want the paintbrush, the Count Yogi stuff, and I just want to keep pressuring down with my Yogi stuff, or with that Yogi load, or the paintbrush load. It's very much like even Yogi said, he pushed the club down. His first movement was he pushed it down, pushed it along the ground as a feeling. Now I do that with both hands. I actually get the club head feeling like it wants to get, and I do it with every shot, guys, every single shot, and that's why my playing is pretty consistent. So if you're having trouble with your playing and you're finding that your hands are getting too high, like high hands here are okay if you're a tour player and you're hitting lots and lots of practice balls and playing constantly. You can do that because they will have this underplane. First movement for them is the underplane. But that's hard to do for the club player. So what I find is that if I have pressure down in the backswing, and I mean pressure, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, that's what I feel there. I don't get that, but that's what I feel. And if I'm in here, and I'm probably a lot further inside than you would normally be, normal people take the club here. Well, I don't, I pressure there. So I can even slightly come over the backswing plane a little bit on the downswing, like Bobby Jones did, and Sam Snead, and Mo Norman. They were all over their backswing plane, but they were still in to out on the ball. They still hit the ball into out because they had that little bit of insurance policy in the backswing. And of course we saw with Bobby Jones, I mean, Bobby crossed the line. Bobby was so far in here, and then he just went a little bit over the top. Snead wasn't like that, but Mo just had that little push out. So it's the pressure down, guys, for me. And what it does, by having the pressure down, it gives me the feel of the club head. It's very hard to get that club head feeling if you haven't got some pressure in the club head. I pressure the handle clearly, but because the grip is quite soft, I pressure the handle a lot, but that transmits pressure down into the club head. The pressure's down, so the inertia and the energy is going down to the club head. So the general message is that in every shot you hit, just try and pressure down. Pressure down, pressure down. Now that may not look like there's a lot of pressure in that swing, but there is. I'm actually pressuring down. And what it does, guys, is it negative loads the club. As you pressure down, as we pressure down there, you get a little bit of, watch the shaft. as we pressure down, the shaft gets there, and then we go from negative load into positive load. Now that'll give you that little back cock and download. And because I'm a hinger, I do that and not that. I'm a paintbrusher. If I can get that little paintbrush feeling in the backswing here, I get negative, positive. But I wouldn't be able to get that unless I pressured down in the shot. And guys, it happens with every shot. Now in terms of incorporating that in your golf swing, again what I'm trying to do, guys, with general golf swing is just make everything simplistic. What you see with the club player way too often is all the stuff that goes on before they hit the shot and in the setup. If you can just think about what you want to do here before we get in here. So okay, I'm seeing the shot there. As Jack Nicklaus said, we're going to the movies, we're seeing the shot before we hit it. Count Yogi very much did that. And that's why Count Yogi could come in. You've been here and you've been there, and then he'd be into the shot. Because he did all the the mental requirements to get the body to conform for the shot that he had in mind. He did all that before he got over the ball. So all he had to do then was just get over the ball and get going. That's all he had to do, get over it and get going. That's the simplicity of it, just get over it and get going. So that's all we're trying to do, guys. So I see it out there, I see those goalposts out there, I see the shot, I know the wind's coming off here, I can feel it, so I know what I want to do. And I'm feeling the club head, guys. Always try and feel the club head. Again, the thing I see a lot with the club players is this complete lack of what I would term visible feel. They're not exhibiting any feel of the club head. They're in here and everything's here. And they're locked out and everything's rigidized. There is such a word. Well, there is in JH Dictionary. So we don't want that. We want to be nice, free, active, and flowing, guys. Here. Just take it back here. If in my mind I feel this is my golf swing in my mind. That's what I feel it is in my mind. Clearly it's not there, but that's what I feel in my mind. And the more I get that, the higher propensity of that feel, the better I hit the golf ball. Guys, I've got a big issue with my lead wrist. I hurt it the other day, and it's really, I actually shouldn't be hitting shots, so I'll just hit a couple off the tee. I don't want to hit the ground. My hand is just really bad. Actually, just flicking the blinkers on in the car, just doing that. So, okay, guys. So this is what we want to do. We want to pressure down, and also in pressuring down, I feel that I've got weight down. I've got mass down. As I take it back, I feel like the mass is going down as well. It doesn't do that, but it feels like that. It feels like the mass is going down, and I feel like that. So everything's going down in terms of pressure and what you're doing with the That's a 5-iron, guys. That's just so straight. These goalposts up here, I mean, it's just amazing to use them as a green. I think they're about 12 feet apart. They're 14 feet apart on the outside and 12 on the inside. Yeah, so guys, here we are. We're just feeling the club. We're seeing it. We've already seen the shot. Come in here, get in there. How simple is that? That's all it is, guys. Get it all done before you get over the ball. Pressure down. I'm feeling the pressure down. I'm feeling the weight down. Seeing the shot. Taking the grip. Coming in here. Don't want to spend too much time over the ball. I could tell you anything because you can't see the golf ball. But being a former Boy Scout, we're trained not to tell lies. As George Washington said, was it? I cannot tell a lie, it was I that chopped the cherry tree down. Well guys, those balls are just like 5-yard circle. So simple. Just get the flow. Forget about the distance of the shot. You've got your club. You don't have to apply distance. Your golf swing will apply the distance and the club that you've selected. So don't think that you're applying the distance. Just think you want to put a really smooth swing on the shot. Here we go. Here we are. We come in here. We set it up. They're just beautiful golf shots. I mean, they are just majestic ball flight. Oh, I'm going to have a bit of bother, guys. I know with this wrist. All right, we'll see how laconic and how much pressure down I can get. I want a laconic type golf swing. Pressure down. How about that? Boy, that's a good shot. They're all in the same place. Every ball is in exactly the same little 5-6 yard circle. Just a little pressure down, pressure down. Now the good thing is if you're hitting into the wind, say you're hitting into a really strong wind and you want to hit the ball down, just apply more pressure down. And for that type of shot, guys, I really do go in here a long way. People say don't go inside there on the backswing because you get stuck. Well, I don't get stuck. And Mo Norman didn't get stuck. So I'm really going to hit a low shot here and I'm really going to pressure down. Really going to pressure down. Oh, that's just a piercer. Absolute piercing golf shot. Exactly the same distance as the other shot. Oh, same distance, but just a really piercing fly. And now how do I get that? I have more pressure down and I'm more inside. More. See the hands are low here. Now that's the other thing, guys, that I neglected to say. Try and feel, even though you've got pressure down on the backswing, that you've got pressure down on the through swing. That's what I want you to feel. Because if you've got pressure down on the through swing, you'll have handle in here. And you'll get that type of action. See how low my hands finish there? That's a boring shot into the wind. Okay guys, so that's pressure down. Pressure down. Try and feel the weight down as well. And when you're coming through the shot, try and feel the handle in, club out, but pressure in the hands here. The more you can force your hands down coming into the shot, I promise you, the more solid you'll hit the golf ball. You'll just rip it. I try and scrape my knuckles. Okay, I'll really hit this hard. Oh, gee, that's... I've really blitzed that. That's gone 25 yards longer. But, you know, I just absolutely hammered that. But see how low my hands were? I mean, that was just hammer time. And the way I get that power, guys, I just force the hands down even more. The more I force my hands into the ground, the harder I hit the ball. Now they're little punch shots into the wind. Now that's going 4.5 iron distance, and this is a 5 iron. That's just going so long. Okay, they're power draws, and you'll get that. You'll get that little push power draw. See how low my hands are. Okay, last shot. Now you'll get this look about you when you're finished if you're pushing your hands down. You push your hands down but the release is there. You'll get that type of look about you with the release. If the hands are coming up, you'll get this type of look about you with the release. Okay guys, just called pressure down, something that's I think can benefit you, and particularly with wedge shots. You get a really good result out of wedge shots.